Are we ready?
We're ready.
Okay.
Alright, so think of a time, recent or far in the past, when you knew for certain that you had found the answer to a question that you had been pondering for a long while. For me, this time arrived this past summer as my internship in New Jersey was coming to a close and I began the 7-hour drive back home to New York. On that drive, I realized I had found my answer. The answer to a question I had been pondering for almost 6 years. What was I going to do with the rest of my life? As I reflected on my experiences, both positive and negative, I concluded without a shadow of a doubt that a career in event planning was the career for me. Now, despite the fact that for the past 3 years I was unsure of my career goals, I seized every opportunity that came my way as an undergrad at the College of Brockport. I credit my internship with student union activities as the homecoming co-chair of the 2012 Homecoming Planning Committee, with being the spark that truly ignited my passion for event planning. I assembled a team of peers and college staff with whom I worked hand in hand with to help plan one of homecoming's largest celebrations here at the college. This passion only grew stronger over the past summer as I was selected for an internship as the Assistant Vice President of Operations with the Quick Check New Jersey Festival Ballooning Incorporated in northern New Jersey. Now, being that I'm from Hamlin, New York, a very small town up in the western region, I never really imagined myself leaving for work or education. That's why I chose Brockport. It was close to home and offered the programs that I was looking for. But last year something changed. I realized that if I wanted to become the best that I could possibly become, I would need to challenge myself further. So I decided to look beyond Brockport. And one day while I was looking at internships.com, I came across this internship just as I was about to call it quits on my search. And to sum up the job description, they basically said, come plan a hot air balloon festival in New Jersey with us. And I had only been to a hot air balloon festival maybe once or twice in my life, and New Jersey a handful of times on vacation, but I thought, hey, this sounds like fun, so why not? I'll try it. That was one of the best decisions I ever made in my entire life. So moving to a new area, to not only a new area, but also to a new state, was a huge risk. And planning a hot air balloon festival, an event which I knew practically nothing about, was an even bigger risk, but with any risk comes a chance of reward. And this past summer was the most rewarding, to say the least. The most rewarding part was seeing the smiles on the faces of the over 100,000 guests that came to the 3-day-long festival. And that's why I love event planning so much, because I get to walk around my events and see the smiles on the faces of all my patrons and know that my hard work is directly responsible for putting them there. And as I mentioned, accepting the internship was a huge risk for me, but I was certainly not completely unprepared for the transition. Having been in RA for 2 years, I was very familiar with being thrown headfirst into situations that I was very uncomfortable with. From dealing and addressing situations of concerns for safety, as well as having some awkward conversations with some residents about personal hygiene concerns, the RA position truly prepared me to face an uncomfortable or risky situation with a level head and a positive outlook. My many years of event planning experience and experience as a student leader in general have led me to this moment. This moment when I can assure you that if you allow me to join your team, I guarantee you that I will surpass your expectations. Life is about risk and reward. Remember, if we fail to ever take a risk, it will simply be impossible to ever reap a reward. Thank you.